Okay, so last week, the crown took the party down into the bowels of the city, to the White Dragon. A ritual was performed, which Endr actually helped in, which was cool, to basically like forcefully suck the White Dragon out of the rocks and like into the gate spell that sent her to the bronze dragons. Immediately after this, you guys were teleported by Victus, who's the sorcerer, to the outskirts of a village that's to the east of Duver, because Victus wants you to deal with the beholder that is in the mountains there. You were invited to supper before a church service. You weren't necessarily invited to the church service, but you were invited to the meal, and it had to be early because they were going to church later. Well, God, I know I've already told the story, but is it that boring?
I'm leaving.
My Discord has a thing.
So they you were invited by like this old man. His household consists of him, an old woman, two really old ladies, and their son. You guys don't necessarily know that, but now you know that. Jeremy, who has the hots for both Zogle and Endr. So this town is pretty small, and it has a shrine to where did I write these names down? Nermina, which is the goddess of roads, who you've met before.
Okay.
Yep, there we go. Razz is gone.
Razz is returning soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Cool. So, you've all sat down around this dinner table kind of situation, and the mother has just said a prayer to Nermina, and everyone finishes the prayer and looks up and starts tucking into dinner. At which point, I think these two crotchety old ladies.
What do the crotchety old ladies do?
Are you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, the band's back together. So these two crotchety old ladies.
Yeah, the crotchety old ladies who want to hook Endr up with Jeremy, apparently.
Yes. Yes. Hook anyone up with Jeremy. They start like picking over their meal, and one of them leans over to the other and says, "Oh, stew again! It's always stew. We never eat anything but stew."
Same.
I am Albroth, paladin knight of the eternal stew.
And the other one says, "I think she's lost her touch. She needs to get out of the house more. Needs to experience food." And the woman who is sat like at one of the heads of the table looks to you all and says, she was like an Irish lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says, "I'm running out of voices."
Food.
The infinite struggles of the DM.
The kid infinite struggles of the DM, yes. She says, "Oh, so my husband tells me that you've come from far away. Where exactly have you come from?"
Kyr'nes goes to say something and then like clams up because he can't think of anything.
Well, he said from Duver. You just as a like recon. Kyr'nes had told the dude Duver.
I did say that we were like traveling by way of.
The Forest of Duver.
Oh, Forest.
Yes, we
I'm so sorry. I won't eat during the game. She's-
Yes, well, we may not be abundantly clear, but this group of ours, we're a bit of a traveling party. So where we set off?
Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. You cut out there.
Let me try again then. Oh, here.
You were a bit of an adventuring party,
Well,
or
we
a
are.
traveling party.
We're a traveling party. Oh. Shoot.
What is Kyr'nes' voice?
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Maurice.
Okay.
That might be.
Oh. No, okay, because Discord just yelled at me like, "Hey, we can't detect your mic," and I'm like,
hear you.
problem.
Right here.
Okay.
I think had a bit of a voice like this. A
That's the
little
voice you're
older
doing
than
for
it
this character,
should
yeah.
be.
Yep.
A little older than it should be, but it's fine.
Yep.
You're a bit of an adventuring party, you see, and well, we as my friend here said, we all started off in a forest of Duver, and I'm sure we hailed from other places outside Duver before then, but that's of no consequence. We're all like to consider it.
Oh my god, the voice. That's really good. That is really good. She says, "Oh, you've come quite a distance. May I ask, what piqued your interest out here?"
Oh, well, I'm sure my tall friend over here can fill you in on that. And he's frantically gesturing at Zogle like, "Help!"
Yeah, I'm there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
I'm like, oh yeah, we were just we were just looking for a special type of mushroom.
Ah, yes, what are they called?
Let me. Oh yeah, the Itopiku mushroom. Itopiku.
Oh yes.
Can you roll for deception, please?
Am I assisting?
Yeah.
I'll give Azure advantage.
Okay, give me a sec. I just need to.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been have virtues.
Deception. So I got a +9. I think I'm gonna.
+9?
Yeah.
Jeez, bards.
They're scary. Owl, can you get a little closer to your mic, by the way? You sound really, like, far away and tingy.
I sure can.
I was so ready. I didn't
Right.
Close to the microphone, you say? Okay.
People are gonna start taking lightning damage for that.
Not cold damage.
Can it be thunder damage? More noise.
I'm just waiting for Roll20 to load and.
Oh, you're fine.
+9.
You're fine.
Were we gonna like? Cause
Oh,
No,
I rolled a 14.
A 14.
+9. Yeah, that's awful. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll for her. I don't know how perceptive she is. Let's see here.
I
Yeah,
forgot
no,
that I
you totally get away with that shit.
Endr steps in and starts listing the medicinal properties of said mushroom.
that may or may not exist.
She says, well, I certainly don't know anything about it, but would you say a boot? No, that's Canada. About it. Well, there's an old blind huntsman who lives in town with his boy. He might be able to help you find it.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh,
Owl,
dear.
you're probably
Viscerally aware.
you're unaware of this, but last week this blind huntsman tried to shoot Zogle because he was in elk form.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh dear,
Awesome.
oh dear, we did actually have quite the run-in with that huntsman, if I recall correctly. Like
Oh.
Professor.
Nice. Oh well,
don't
then he
talk
should be
about
easy for you
that.
to find.
Do you have? Is there a druidic village nearby?
Oh yeah, there's some of those nature folk. Oh god, I just went like super like
What you talking
noise,
about?
or what you oh
Oh.
oh yeah. Oh I there be plenty of them up in the mountains.
Do you have some sort of map, maybe?
And Jeremy actually pipes in and he says, I actually know how to find them. I
I
could
thought Jeremy was also Irish.
He had more of like
What was Jeremy?
like a New Orleans. New Orleans.
no, Jeremy was supposed to be Irish. If I was doing New Orleans, that was an accident.
No, it felt a little old New Orleans to me.
Well, we'll see where it
Apparently
goes.
all
He says,
blown back.
oh, I actually know how to get. Shit, that's not it.
maybe
Oh.
maybe go more Scottish if you have to.
Islade.
Good,
I
that's
have
good
like a
sounder
really
line.
good like way to like get your mouth into like a shot. I lost my mummy in the supermarket and I can't find her anywhere.
I left my mommy in a supermarket. I can't find her anywhere. Okay, cool.
Nice,
Okay,
Spaceman.
cool. He says, I actually know, right where to find them folk. Close enough. I'd be happy to show you to them.
Excellent. Sounds great.
Oh my, well, certainly. I feel like that'll be just the most handy information. Kyr'nes tried
I'm
seductive and
dead
falling
on
his
arrival.
face.
Please.
And I am very sorry to bother as well, but I've been through the ringer today. Do you have like a bath or something that I could draw out?
And the the old ladies say, "Oh my, isn't he a needy one?" And the old man says, "Oh, now it's in our custom to be kind to travelers. Of course, of course. Please, use our facilities as needed."
Excellent. Where's the water? I can go get it myself. I have no problem with that.
Oh, there's a well out back. And Jeremy jumps up and he says, "Oh, I can show you to the well."
Excellent. And if you all need any, I can backpack quite a lot of weight if you wanted to give me a few buckets, water skins, what.
Who are you talking to?
Just in general to the like people there because water moving of the water.
The old man says, "Oh no, don't make it easy on." His voice changed. He says, "Don't make it easy on Jeremy. He's always wandering off into the woods. He thinks he's some kind of adventurer. You show him the value of a strong back."
I used to venture.
But then I settled down and got married and realized there's no time for that shit.
Well, it's better than the other guy that we talked to about this.
Oh, yeah. That poor man and his arrows.
So yeah, Zogle, Jeremy leads you out back.
Oh, Great. I'm gonna take a couple of buckets with me. Actually, I don't need buckets. I can have I can have a full 5-foot cube of water. Yeah, I
feet
just
of
go
water is quite a
out.
bit.
Right? Like,
That is a lot of water.
It's like a me times a me times a me.
right? So I'm like, I can fill
Except like a
bathtub.
foot less. Yeah. So we'll do inside first, and then we'll go outside. The old woman says, are any of you might any of you be interested in receiving the blessing of Nermina? She's a patron to travelers, and our church, it's built for many more than we have in this town, for just that reason.
Oh, guys, I can't remember if we pissed her off or not.
Yeah, I
So-
can't either.
In your last encounter with Nermina, she
Oh,
was.
so we have encountered her. Okay.
You have.
Yeah.
She was with her husband. Let's see. Her husband
Wardy.
was.
Oh, those were the
Raga.
battle to the death. In...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed
Okay.
to kill Azure, and then I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't. Well, Azure hit on her, and she wasn't. I think that roll went fairly bad, so she wasn't like super into it. But other than that, all like.
She wasn't into it, but she was nice about it.
Yeah, she was nice about it. She didn't like curse you or anything.
Yeah.
And she just like transported you to the road and said, "Get on your way," basically.
Okay, so we're not on bad terms.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're on good terms. She loves me. I love her. So.
It all works out. It's fine.
I certainly suppose it wouldn't hurt. I mean, given this Nermina, it was the goddess of roads and travelers. I suppose it would. We could always get a blessing despite our cleric friend here.
Oh, you're a cleric.
Beginning, yes. Small god.
Oh well.
Or
well who is
lesser
it?
known, rather. Panacea.
And she kind of. Ah.
Sure.
You know what you're talking about with a smile in an odd kind of way.
Yeah.
Also, my floor is unrelatedly. My floor is still wet because I had to wash makeup off of it earlier.
Gross.
Surprised that worked though.
I know. I'm surprised it worked too.
Yeah. The two old ladies are talking amongst themselves, and one of them says, "Oh, Panacea! What kind of god is that?" And everyone says, "Oh, I'm getting an echo."
Not for me. I've got.
Oh, I can hear the echo too.
Oh, where is this coming from? Problem.
Who is?
Else if we turn down on my end of the.
I can only partially hear it. Like, it happens from time to time. I can't,
Very
like...
small.
Very
I
small
can't
echo.
hear it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's at the very tail end of his vowels.
But yeah, the other old lady says, "You know who we should worship? That Asgar. Oh, he's so handsome."
I almost misread that as Asgard. And I'm like, well,
No.
Thor's pretty handsome.
Thor's
Yeah, it's
pretty-
like not a bad choice.
Who's Asgard again? Have we met him?
Asgar. You have. He's one of the gods of conflict. He's Nermina's stepbrother.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You were on his side when I decked you with my back leg.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Wow. Wow.
You were on the losing side.
And yeah, do you guys have anything that you need from these guys, or shall I move on to Zogle? Or
I think I probably I think I hear it's like, what what type of gaspanacea? Like medicine, like just like offhandedly, just like she hears it, and she's like,
Endr, I would like to share with you the most amazing look.
I need healing.
I need healing.
That's even
I
worse.
need healing. Nice.
Okay,
Hello.
Genji Cat.
my name.
That's the god of I need healing.
Cool. So, if y'all are good,
Yeah.
move outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Jeremy leads you out to a small well, big enough for their house. I don't know. Bloop bloop. Spooky. Bloop. So the way that the village is set up, it's kind of like all facing the center, with the temple like at one end and kind of like a horseshoe of other buildings, and they haven't like deforested it or anything like that, beyond what they need to for construction. So the woods are still like right there, and right at the edge of these woods is a small well. There's a basin outside, but like there's no privacy, right? Like it's just a metal tub, basically, just sitting out behind their house. Jeremy leads you to the well.
You're not firm believers of privacy, I see.
Oh, I mean, nobody bothers us. If they did, we'd know who it was. We don't generally get a lot of travelers, at least not coming from this direction. And the only one who really goes out in the woods is me and the blind huntsman. So, he's no trouble.
Huh. Interesting. I'll just look at the well and just cast shape water to drag enough for the basin.
Okay. Yeah. So water kind of bubbles
Jeremy is
up over.
mystified.
Yeah, no, he's not really used to the whole fancy spellcasting situation. So he gives kind of a start when the water like hits the top and sort of jets across into the basin. And he says, are you some kind of witch?
I'm a druid.
Ooh.
Oh, that's why you wanted to know. Oh, okay.
In
do you want me
fact,
to?
I'm a prince of druids, so I have read a lot.
He gets very excited when you say this. It kind of appeals to his sense of adventure, and he.
Aw.
In more ways than one. And he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." And he bows like really really deep, like he definitely has never had to bow before, but he just thinks that's what he ought to do.
Jeremy, you're being really awkward.
Oh, right. Sorry. Do you want me to heat the bath?
I just like point underneath the path and like do create bonfire. Just like it's fine.
All right then.
Bless.
And he stands there and stares at you for a second, and then realizes, and he's like, "Oh, I'll let you have your privacy."
The entire time he's chit-chatting, I'm like stripping off clothes, like whatever, because I don't really care or realize he's been hitting on me this whole time. It's like I've been amongst the wild. I don't give a hoot nanny who sees what.
Oh.
Yeah, beautiful. He says, I'll be inside.
So I had done some rolling beforehand, BT Dubs, friends and family, because I didn't know where we were going with this whole thing. Zogle is definitely more Goliath than he is elf in these situations. Let's just
you made
let's
that.
just get that real
my
quick.
god.
Can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
In
Yup.
front of my salad?
In front of my salad?
I've never heard that one in a long time.
I love this. Okay. Good to know.
So, good luck, Jeremy.
Okay, now.
So you take your bath. Local disaster buy tries real hard to flirt with brick wall.
It's a really big brick wall.
Okay.
Hello now.
Okay.
This is best
Yes.
day ever.
Jeremy is the new Bicon. Yes. Yeah, I think after a couple minutes, Jeremy comes and joins you guys back inside, and just like stares into his stew.
Oh my, young man, it looks like that may have been a bit more of an adventure than you were expecting.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
I'm laying in my pillow right now.
Yep. It's more than he bargained for. God damn it. So, all right. So some time goes by. You guys have like a long rest. You catch up with the family, right? They finish their meals, and while the mother is doing the washing up, she says, "If you're all ready, you can head down to the church. I'm sure that." Or the temple, rather. I'm sure that services are already preparing to get underway. I'll join you shortly.
Long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Call if I was the potion of.
You were using minor illusion, or you were using disguise self, I think.
So would it have run out?
You would have to recast it before you get to the temple, probably.
That I don't want everyone in town.
Okay. Cool. Mark that down. The father says, he says, boy, go and collect that tall gent from his bath. And Jeremy says, I actually just realized I need to run to the shop before they close. I'm gonna go do that, and pretty much bolts out the door.
I suppose I'll go. Fetch him. Jeremy, ever so indisposed.
Indisposed. Cool. So you're all, yeah. So you're all gathered up. Zogle, you weren't there when you were invited. Are you going to church?
Is Zogle going to church? That's a funny question.
Yeah, sure. Let's go visit the real magic. The totally real magic. It's totally real. So real.
Okay. Beautiful. So, I'm sorry, that tortilla was just so tempting. I could not finish it. You all,
So good, my dude.
you head out the door accompanied by the old ladies who have made like a hasty change. Like they haven't really like changed their outfit, but they like put on like extra layers to make it look like, you know, they're a little bit like more dressed up than they are. And you're led through the town. Other residents of the town are like closing up shops, coming out of their houses. Children are being herded, basically, to the temple. Not like lots and lots of children are being herded. I just mean that like parents are trying to get their children there. I need to make that clear. This is not a child sacrifice temple.
Aww.
I was gonna say.
I was real excited.
The old ladies lead you to the temple, and as soon as they get there, like their speed increases drastically, and like the old man is still keeping the same pace as you walk into doors, but these two old ladies rush to the very, very front of the temple, and take seats there. The old man says, "Oh, don't mind them. You're already going to have enough people looking at you. We don't get many travelers, so let's just sit in the back."
Interesting. Traveler city. Oh, goddess of travelers.
It's that's a big hole in the DM's plot, you see.
Thanks for pointing it out, Kyr'nes. Thanks.
Rocks fall, Kyr'nes dies.
It's fine.
No. The road opens. Kyr'nes falls.
Kyr'nes
Oh,
falling?
no.
Really? Who'd have thunk?
He says, no, he says, there used to be a city near here that was fairly well traveled, but unfortunately a plague came through. There's now a plague city. That's a thing that exists in my world now. Thanks, Kyr'nes. And unfortunately, a plague took them, and no one's really been willing to travel there, so we don't get the trade we used to. We've kept this shrine to Nermina as best we can in the hopes that she will bring us trade. Unfortunately, that's not.
Trade too.
Did you? I caught that. There. That's my retcon for that.
It's fine. Everything's great. We're good. We're covered.
How unfortunate. I hadn't heard the tale of this plague city. I can suppose.
Yes, well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it's...
Yeah, Zogle's reading. He's not paying attention.
He doesn't give a shit.
Well, maybe if we can find some adventurers around level 7 or something, maybe they'll go there and help.
What are levels? I'm very confused.
Several?
Oh,
I didn't know we were going to be moving Earth.
I believe this man has lost his mind.
It's slang the kids use. Take your seats.
Darn kids and their slang.
I mean, I'm not that old yet, am I?
Take your seats.
Sit down and shut up.
Sit down. And just as it was said, you do have lots of people kind of looking back at you, whispering. Jeremy waits at the door for his mother, and when she finally arrives, he takes a seat next to you all.
Oh, and if there's like little kids staring at Zogle, he'll probably like druid craft like flowers or whatever, and just be like,
Aww.
You little shit. Okay.
And then the second like anyone looks over, he's just what? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do shit.
I don't do it.
Endr doesn't say anything, looks over with a knowing glance, and then looks forward.
I look at Zogle and I do the same, but with daggers.
Daggers.
Beautiful.
You now have
Holds him by the blades
absolutely
between his
0
fingers.
daggers.
Yes, this is the automatic code my
daggers.
hand went to.
Nice.
Here, take this really sharp object. Make sure you run with it.
Nice. So yeah, the everyone kind of files in, and something that you notice about the church is at full capacity, like pretty much everyone in the village, right? It's only about half full. There are lots and lots and lots of pews behind you that are completely empty, but still very well taken care of, in the hopes that maybe some visitors may come. At the front of this temple, there's a small altar, and sat behind it, like Zeus in Hercules style, is a statue of Nermina, which, like, it stays very, very still for long periods of time, but then occasionally, its like eyes shift. It doesn't seem to be looking at anything in the room. It's almost like it's focused on something, like it's working on math or something in its head. Kind of the equations. Exactly.
Kyr'nes gives a little wave as she, statue of Nermina. Hello.
Yeah. She when you acknowledge her, she does look at you. And like just the very, very faintest head nod. Like you almost can't even see it.
Punch to get any recognition.
And then she goes back to
Endr
staring
kind
in the
of-
middle distance. What?
Endr kind of like goes like, kind of like goes a little nod, and is like trying very hard not to feel like obligated to be looking at her deity's book instead of this.
Yeah. Fair enough. A man in robes enters from kind of like a side door, and he shakes hands with a couple of people in like the first few rows before taking his place behind the altar. And the general din of the church quiets. And he says, "Welcome, everyone, to the Church of Nermina."
I'm picking up my book. No, can't handle it.
I see we have travelers from distant lands. May Nermina bless you. And everyone says, "May Nermina bless you."
Thanks.
And again, eyes are on you. He he reaches into a sack at his hip and pulls out like dirt and kind of spreads it across the altar. And he says, like just kind of like lets it trickle out of his hand.
Endr doesn't say this, but she's like,
Dirt.
Nice. Remember, remember, children, without Nermina, all roads are as the forest and the mountains, unpassable and dangerous. Nermina,
Oh, Zogle's gonna cock his head real pissed like.
yeah, this is a bit of a contentious thing probably for Zogle.
This bitch said what?
Endr puts like a hand on like Zogle's arm, like under like the rows of seats, and be like, "Oh, I know."
And he says, Nermina is the light. Nermina is the bricks and the mortar that guide us. Nermina runs through cities and through wilderness. Nermina follows in the steps of Rodavine. Nermina is everywhere. This continues, right? Like preachy stuff.
It's a sermon.
Yeah. Can I get who has the highest perception?
That is a good. I think that is Zogle.
Like passive perception. Yeah, it probably is. Oh, actually.
Definitely. I have a 16 passive perception.
Let me check. I probably am not much better than Kyr'nes, but check. My character sheet was not open since we have not needed it. Hence.
Oh shit! A whole hour of D&D and I haven't made you do anything.
No, yeah, my passive perception is
Only been
12.
45.
So.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Fair.
Don't worry about it.
Azure, what was your passive?
13.
13. Okay.
So Zogle.
So Zogle, you notice, like while the mother and the father, who are with you, they seem pretty into like what the preacher is saying, but because of your disillusionment, right? Like you're like looking around trying to figure this shit out.
Trying not to murder the person up front.
Yeah. And you notice that like Jeremy could not be less interested in what the preacher has to say. At the same time, you're trying to. How are you interpreting this?
I feel like she's not like like she's just kind of like sitting there and like being respectful and like trying to like make sure Zogle doesn't get up and kill anyone. For the most part, she's kind of like got like her hand like ready to like grab his arm if necessary. But she's just kind of. I feel like she's just kind of like taking it in. She's like not especially like, oh yes, pray to the god.
Pray to the road.
Like,
yeah.
She's still like getting into this whole being religious spiel, like, and like she's like only again like to reiterate like it's only because like there was like a very specific circumstance, like a kinship there, that she like even accepts religion to begin with.
Yeah.
So like she's kind of just like, Panacea is my gal. Like she's like I'll respect your religion, and she's always been like that. She's like, but I'll sit here and be respectful. But other than that, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm good with my homegirl up there. Like,
yeah. You feel a sensation, and it's like you're being pulled through a hole that's too small.
Ow?
But like it's not painful. It's just like kind of like a suction kind of thing, and you feel like you're being pulled backwards.
Whoa.
And all of a sudden you can see yourself from behind.
You're sitting
You're sitting like 3 or 4 rows back, and you watch yourself bow your head, and a voice next to you says, "I'm not sure I like this priest. He's a little..."
Oh, my mic is dead this whole hasn't worked. It just hasn't been catching what I'm gonna be right back because my been out over it. That helps.
Hello?
I'm gonna restart this. I'm gonna restart.
Hello.
I will be
Hello?
back momentarily. Of her. I have to.
Around here, it's always lit.
True.
That's a good point. You handle a lot.
No, I'm saying I'm glad that it wasn't because it fell into my trash can, and I have. It is one a plastic trash bin, and two, it is filled with paper currently. So that would have been a lot of fire. Yeah, so I'm glad it wasn't.
De fuego.
I
I would have had to hang up the call real quick and like sprint into the living room to go in.
Oh, Ranger Rogues.
I
Rogues.
already said rogue.
Rangers are a pain in the butt.
Ranger for me.
You can be an architect.
Ooh, that's true. Okay, you can go rogue. There you go, Aspen. Have at it.
So your voice is speaking to you from like your right side.
I slowly turn my head and look. I'm just taking like.
Yeah. So the figure sat next to you.
God, I'm in this fucking road god, I'm gonna lose my shit.
If it's what?
If it's this fucking road god, I'm gonna lose my shit.
You don't necessarily figure you've seen before, but you know her.
Hold on.
Yeah, going real bad.
Oh. That my Discord flipping out, or is that?
I don't know.
Me?
Oh, hi.
No,
Leo.
my Discord is flipping out too.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Looking like everybody's Discord's flipping out. This is the bad. I just restarted my Discord and everything. Hi. Call back. Let the call die.
Hello,
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, better. I don't know what the hell just happened, but it happened.
Discord
decided to have a.
Hey, Discord. I believe you, bud.
I am.
Oh, my loading message was Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy
So that's where.
Jenkins. That's
where my Discord's at right now.
Fair. Matt, I don't know if I've heard your voice.
Okay, Matt does his.
Okay. So,
as existent as I can be, I guess.
Yes. So this woman's form, she's very tall, a little taller than like whoever's the tallest in your party.
Huddle.
A little taller than Zogle.
So Zogle's 6'5", so
Yeah, so she's like maybe like 7 foot. And her form is mostly stable, but it like little things about it fluctuate. Like she meets your gaze, and her eye color changes from like a brown to like a blue, and then changes back. And like her ears change shape, and her skin tone kind of wavers. Almost as if
what's it kind of settling on?
She is a most often she is a tan woman, like Greek tan, right? Like islandy tan, with long flowing brown hair. I mean, it's kind of constant. She's kind of constantly fluctuating. She's maybe the word that would come to mind is like she's being worked on. Oh God, you got SW.
Yeah, we're here making hearts and stuff. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Yeah, and you know who it is. You are sure that it's Panacea. Yeah.
Okay, still gonna flip my shit, but just slightly less. Cause like if it was like, what's her name?
Where?
Nermina.
I keep thinking Termina. Is it like
close?
I'm never gonna be able to get it, but I was gonna like lose my absolute marbles if it was her. I was gonna be like, Homestead said you could come in. Like Endr is still like viscerally like, hi.
She says, it's nice to finally meet you face to face.
Nice to meet you in person, face to face too. She's like very disoriented because like she's seeing her body in front of her like 4 like aisles away, and like having this 7-foot tan like probably decently looking woman next to her. She's very like disoriented. She's like fumbling over herself a little bit.
She says, I've been meaning to speak to you, and when better than during a boring church service. And it's at this point that you probably notice Nermina at the front. So, gentlemen, Nermina still looks exactly the same as she did before you. Endr, to you, Nermina is in a state of constant motion. To the point that it looks like she has multiples of each of her body parts. Like her head is like it's like here and here, and then it's here, and then it's like it's all over the place. Her arms are like constantly moving, and you know, she's going about her godliness basically. And when Panacea talks about the boring service, Nermina stops and looks at her. Not really pointedly, but just like, I definitely heard that. And back to
like Endr's just like,
Throw down the down.
Like, I was just yanked out of my body. I'm not involved. Also, absolutely unrelated, just for a moment. Your camera is doing a load still, kid, for me at least.
Is it really? Oh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I
Kid
Oh.
and Razz, but
Oh,
y'all,
now I
all
can.
y'all are like,
I don't know.
they're like sensible.
Okay.
everything's fine.
Like this is
It's your
long
Garfield
session.
at
what
G.
about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Discord itself just might be having issues.
It might be just the internet.
But and like, and it's just kind of like he like saw like the slight like shade go down. She was like,
Oh, don't worry, my dear.
so what brings you here? I guess.
Well, you.
I mean,
I'm very false Endr. It makes keeping up with them fairly simple.
can you explain why I can see body? This is
Oh, this is. I mean, I'm inventing a new concept right now. This is the God space.
The time.
This is. This is how we exist all the
this is
time.
bullet time. This is bullet time. Oh, jeez.
This is how gods are able to maintain themselves in several different places at the same time.
Good to know. Was certainly not expecting this, but good to know.
Now, Endr, she like opens her hand like this, and book materializes open, and she pulls it down in front of her, and she says, I granted you my blessing fairly recently. It's been out of character. It's been like a week or two, right? Like
Yeah.
at least a
Probably.
week.
Really,
Yeah.
week.
It's been at least 2 weeks because you went back to. You were a no. You guys did.
It, like first like properly like because like I was like essentially like praying to her while during the hag fight that like everyone like stayed safe, essentially like just unconsciously like she's like oh dear like I don't want any of us to die.
Right.
And then when I was laying in the water.
You went to a shrine before that in Dover. So at least it's been like 7 days ish.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Around.
Probably been like a week and a half.
Approximately.
Yeah. She says now it's understandable that you might take a moment to get your bearings. However, I need you to understand that this relationship is a two-way street. If I'm going to supply you power, then you must keep my word. In my records, and she like flips a couple pages. She says,
and her like, you've seen what we've been through. Having that trying to get the good word out. Like, cut me some slack.
Like some adherence amongst Kyr'nes' family, or I don't know.
She says, "You haven't quite ponied up to that particular tenet of our agreement. Now, I do understand that you've been particularly busy, and you're not likely to be unbusy anytime soon.
We seem to be having a moment of chill here, but these people kind of seem very focused on a big one up there. So they make a whole way here.
Well, certainly not. But there is one who you might. He's not particularly enthralled with the religion of his fathers.
Yeah, doesn't seem like he's seen from this angle. He doesn't seem very enthused to be here.
Indeed. Jeremy is like,
I need to pause for just a moment. I am boiling in this. I need to like put on a tank
turn
top.
off my camera, I'm taking a bite. There we go.
See, I finally have escaped the maker that is this cloak of mine. Because I was like, I need to on the aesthetic for the whole Kyr'nes arc, and now I'm like, ooh, I don't want to melt anymore.
It's cool. Spell clutch.
You gotta keep it cold for those computers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially when Fortnite was even bigger than it was. You know, it's kind of plateaued right now, but when it was huge, oh, some of these computers, they would make it so hot in here.
Yeah,
Atari tabletop has been acquired.
Dropped them on fast popular. But I get it, it's just want everything to work as intended, but
Oh. I just reopened the window. Because people being loud.
allowed.
Nice.
Yeah, there was lots of sports ball going on today and annoying people with skateboards and loud music and engines.
Yay!
Sportfall. So,
It smells like it's about to rain.
so she says, now, I recognize that this is a difficult thing for you. You've never had to talk to anyone about your god before, especially not a stranger. So, if you have this conversation with him, regardless of how it goes, I will help you with something. I will grant you something that you seek. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
All right. Now, go forth and remember, protect those who are most important to you.
Always.
And do harm only when it is necessary to protect others.
Of course. Also, that is just absolutely like Endr's entire way of living. Just like only hurt when necessary. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And she says, "My, I've kept you for far too long." And you notice that, like the sun through the windows of this temple seems to have like significantly changed angle in this like short time.
So Endr's just been slumped over for a while.
Yeah, well, it does. You do appear to be praying, so there's that.
Fair.
And she says, "Enjoy the rest of the service, and good luck on your coming journey."
Before you go, I agree.
She like snaps shut her book, and with the sound of like that book shutting, you're catapulted forward, back into your body. He yeets you.
He yeets me back in my body.
Yeets you back into your body.
I simultaneously like grab like Zogle and Kyr'nes' like sleeves, and like as I like jolt forward, like, whew! like
Goodness
without making
gracious,
like
I
any
know he
video.
wasn't
She's like,
that interesting, but whoa, we're having a tough time over there.
Yeah. For your guys' reference, the sermon's pretty
Oh.
much over. Like you've sat there. Yeah, are you guys doing anything while the sermon is going on?
Yeah, how far through this book have I gotten through?
how many hours has Zogle put in at this point?
Question of multiple. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's kind of a long sermon. I would say it's.
I was gonna say sermons around where I am, at least the church I've been to, is like 45 minutes to an
I was gonna
hour.
say, I got
Yeah,
a
it's like
real
an hour.
long
Yeah,
master.
and let's think about way back in the day when sermons were a thing.
Yeah, I mean they did close down the whole town early. I tell you what, we're gonna say he's really going for it because he's actually got travelers today. This is like a 2-hour sermon.
Oh Lord, I'm glad that like Endr is like silently like having a little like, oh, thanks for pulling me out of that one. Like,
So like just kind of rewinding. What were you guys doing while Endr was busy?
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
reading
Oh,
out
well,
of Vectus's book, and then also like glancing over at Jeremy just to keep an eye on, because he's the only one that's not paying attention, so he is the biggest.
The biggest
Threat.
threat. Oh, okay. Okay. Al, what were you saying?
I just said I was back, sorry.
Oh, okay, you're fine. So there was like a 2-hour sermon, basically. What would Azure have been doing during that time?
Oh, I'm playing with my fingers.
Okay.
And I'm like oh, Blue is like taking like the tip of my finger and she's like dancing with them, you know?
oh, that's actually kind of cute.
Cute. Very cute. I love it. And Kyr'nes, what are your
Obviously, halfway through the like sermon, spell starts to fade, and he's like, "Not yet." Recast. Cast guy's self. Do I have to roll for that since it's supposed to be a stealthy? Oh no. Cord. Whoa. Cord Yoti. Oh, we're gonna come back. Whoa. Oh. 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 Buddy.
hello?
Oh,
Oh, you died.
Buddy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
Streets back.
Alright. Anyway. Kyr'nes obviously does not want to reveal that he is Dragonborn in the midst of a pretty noticeable
Sermon.
crowd of people. So he casts another disguised self.
Can he like sneeze and like do it
That's
under his
absolutely
breath?
what he does. He like feigns a sneeze, just
Nice. Nice. Okay.
and he's just kind of politely listening. Definitely considering how he's going to tell the stories they've already on, how to put them on the family wall. Feigning best.
For sure. Yeah, the sermon ends with prayer. The entire congregation ends it with "May the road wind ever onward," and you're all released from this horrifically boring sermon.
Endr kind of like as like they're like moving out, she kind of like glances up at the statue and then kind of like keeps going. Like she's kind of like she's like, there's some shade going on. I ain't involved.
Yeah. She shoots eyes at you. She's like,
I just briskly walk over to Jeremy and be like, "Can I go to my people now?"
Now it's I mean, it's a bit of a hike. I'd be happy to show you. We'll probably arrive around nightfall.
Excellent. The moon's my favorite. Let's go.
Okay.
Endr, like, can, like, do I have to make a perception check, or do I see this happening? Because...
Zogle, are you being secretive?
Well, why would I be secretive? I don't give a flying
Okay,
mother.
so no, you catch it.
Okay, I'm kind of just like, shit, I need to talk to him. And also, like, would we all be going with Zogle, or is Zogle going on his own?
Kyr'nes is too caught what's going on yet, so you're gonna have to drag me with you.
Yeah, I guess that's up to Zogle.
Oh shit. If you don't annoy me or do anything stupid, you can.
If I don't do anything stupid, what?
You can go. My bad. Come, go, whatever. Words.
Okay. Pardon?
Words are hard.
Take a nap. Take a nap right here.
I'm going to take a nap.
Okay, are you all going to see the druids?
Yes.
That's
I
my
don't see
plan.
why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not, but I definitely, like, am gonna wanna, like, be up, like, I'm assuming Zogle's gonna be reading the entire way there.
Oh no, I might actually be paying attention this time. I mean, forest.
There.
Forest, nature, aminals, not people.
All right, Azure, are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Jeremy takes like 20 minutes, gathers some supplies from his place.
Can I talk to him during this time?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
I was like, oh, here, I'll help you gather things. Also, still completely oblivious to him having any interest in her at all.
No, yeah, he totally like blushes and is like, all right, right this way.
Remember, 10 times whatever you do.
And he lights up bright red.
Endr, oblivious, is always just like, reaches to put a hand on his head. It's like, oh dear, are you getting a fever? Are you sure you're up to this?
Oh no, I'll be fine. Right this way. Oh my goodness. So yeah, he doesn't really like lead you to his room. He doesn't really have a room per se, but he's got like part of a loft that he shares with like probably the two old ladies.
The two old ladies.
And he starts to pack a pack basically, and he points to things and asks you to bring them to him, kind of.
And like as I'm doing this, so I kind of Endr's probably like been making like small talk like here and there, and then she's like, "So, I noticed you weren't too engaged during the sermon."
Yeah. He says,
"No, yes, you're not engaged. So loud, no." Absolutely
Lol.
not.
We don't know. This could be the poly arc. We have no idea.
he says, "Oh, I didn't realize it was that noticeable. No, it's just this place, you know. I'm a little disenchanted."
Understandable. I know what it's like to grow up in a small town.
My parents, they remember what it was like when the
plague hit.
when the plague hit. back in Nim, which is the war.
I had parents once.
Back in my day.
But no, he's my parents and the older folk, they know what it was like back when we were on a trade route and things were good and they got to meet people, but I've never had that luxury. I'd love to see the world out there, but
Well, with wanting to see the world, can I ask what your interests are?
anything that's not here. And some things that are.
Taco watching very closely. And then, like, right when he says that, just, must be catching a cold. Sorry.
Well, are you interested in learning any new skills that could help you out along some travels?
Oh, certainly. I he pulls out like a so at first you think it's a dagger, but upon closer inspection, he actually has like a short sword that's made for a smaller race. So like a halfling short sword.
Aw.
And he says I found this in the woods and I've been practicing. Nothing too impressive, but I'd like to think I could kill a wolf or something if I had
something.
to.
Maybe a butterfly if you were lucky.
Endr doesn't do that. That's all me. Hold on.
Nope, Zogle does. Zogle straight up does.
Yeah, he looks very off, but he's a little sad.
Oh,
Endr kind of like taps his shoulder a little bit. It's like, don't listen to him. He's not great with people.
Hey, I am a fantastic speaker.
Endr gives Zogle a look like,
Good job not falling asleep during the sermon. See?
I did not fall asleep. We will talk about this later.
He says, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen
Praying.
anyone pray for that long.
Definitely sleep.
You don't do something else. She like waves off at Zogle. I'm fine. Shush. Beyond thought.
Damn.
She doesn't say the thought.
I mean,
part.
I've run out of things to do today, except for kick Azure in the face, and I don't think I'm supposed to do that anymore.
As long as you don't kick Kyr'nes.
But
Kyr'nes is too frail.
if anything, Endr's the frailest one in the group. But that does actually bring up a good point. If, considering you're saying, oh, don't think I've ever seen anyone pray for that long. Yeah, I wasn't exactly praying to this town's god.
Oh.
I was speaking to my god.
Oh. Not Nermina.
No, not Nermina.
Well, who then?
My goddess's name is Panacea.
Panacea. Well,
She
what does
is
she do?
the goddess. She's a lesser known goddess. Still very small.
I see.
But I have a sort of kinship with her in a way.
Mhm.
She handles medicine and curing and health and healing And that's what I strive to do. I strive to make sure that the people I hold close and anyone who I can be healthy and safe.
That's very noble.
I certainly wouldn't put it like that, but I just like seeing people happy and safe and with their loved ones.
Indeed. Nermina, she would rather us travel far from home, I suppose. I suppose.
Wasted days and wasted nights.
Well, I can. Y'all gonna start singing some country. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna leave.
Well, this was a great session. Gotta go. Bye.
Great session. I have dinner to cook and Dr. Who to watch.
Y'all ain't about to challenge me by singing country music. Got a whole. Anyway, let's continue.
But to some degree, you seem like you do want to respect Nermina's wishes. You wish to leave here and travel. If I'm correct in what you've been saying.
Indeed.
Is it more that you just don't want to be here, or you're just sick of everything that's here? Including the religion.
I've never had an opportunity to travel. I'm sure that I could get a blessing at the temple and be safe, but...
Wait. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my spell book?
Should Jeremy continue?
Jeremy can continue. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm like, because she's like, oh, I think I can get a blessing at the temple. I can give you a blessing of Tenacia.
Oh,
if you'd like to go travel.
Do you think that she'd be okay with that?
I think that she'd be open to it.
Okay. Now I want you to make a persuasion roll.
Okay. Let me pull up my sheet. Find my persuasion. Yeah. My persuasion is +1 because it's charisma, and unlike what she has been talking to normal folks, charisma's her dumb stat. She's awful at she's awful. She's awful at people, but she's she plays it like she's good at talking to people. She's got that rustic hospitality, and she can kind of play it off. But otherwise, she's just like, people, people. Okay, persuasion. I have a +1 in persuasion. Okay, I'm gonna just take a photo. I rolled a nat 20.
I believe you.
Nice.
I believe you.
No, like it's just like the way that it landed is really like artsy, like with my computer. So I gotta.
Beautiful. He says, that would be really nice.
Well, how about after you show us to and from the Druids, or would we be leaving the town after, like outside of Endr? Would we be leaving Jeremy and those guys after we get to the Druids, or would we be going back?
That's a party thing. We have
That's up
no
to you guys.
idea yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you guys want to discuss it, I'm fine with the party.
You could just word it like, "Oh, when you our little party here, send you on your way," kind of thing. Take the can down.
Yeah.
Let's Druid first, then decide.
That's how my die landed, by the way.
Beautiful.
Score.
I think I have the same dice.
Oh, very
Um,
hard.
No. They almost it landed right on the edge of my computer, so that's why I was like when it happened, I was like, but yeah, I think I say something along those lines where I'm like, how about once you depart from the little party of mine, I give you the blessing, and I hope that you're able to find what you're looking for when you travel.
Thank you, Endr. I appreciate that.
So I was at the doorway, bouncing on his heels, being like, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on."
He, I would think he would notice your impatience and hoists his pack up, and he says, "If you two are ready, let's hit the road."
I'm ready.
Okay. Does anyone have anything they need to do in town?
No.
In the teeny tiny town of teeny tiny.
Yeah. So they have probably a blacksmith and honestly, the blacksmith would probably function as a general goods store kind of thing.
I drop 5 gold on the table and be like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go."
I don't think Kyr'nes has anything to do.
Okay, Azure.
Same.
Okay, cool. You guys, you leave town. Jeremy leads you, not on the road that you came in on, but on the opposite side of town. There's another road, and he leads you out that way. In the distance, you can see mountains, which are sort of bald on top, but mostly there's trees and stuff. For 3/4 of it probably. This is a fairly long journey. You're starting at probably, I want to say 5. If my timekeeping is good. It's about 5, and he says you'll be there around nightfall. So that'll be a good 2-3 hours kind of situation. After about an hour, you start to hear a noise. Zogle, can I have a hearing perception check with advantage?
Ooh, okay.
Because we are in the woods.
'Cause you're in the
16.
16. So the sound that you're hearing is a wounded animal. And Jeremy notices it too, just maybe not as he definitely notices something is off, but doesn't notice necessarily that's what this cry is.
I just wander towards the sound.
Okay, it is in the distance. After about 10 minutes ish, it stops. It is ahead of you on the road.
You all wait here, and I'll just keep going.
Okay.
I want to come with you.
Does
Oh, Lord.
Kyr'nes
Azure,
do
you
this?
bring death. You don't help with it.
Believe me, okay? I'll help you.
Kyr'nes
Fine.
Oh,
Animal.
thanks! Awesome. Let's go.
Yes. You guys go you walk for about 10 or 15 minutes up the road. And you see ahead of you 2 figures laying just by the side of the road. As you get closer, what you see is a deer and a mountain lion. And they're both missing chunks out of them.
Are they like super dead, or are they
Yes, they're very
Yup.
dead.
Yup.
Hmm.
Can I look at them and see what the shit happened here?
Yeah. Can you do a?
Can I also like have a snoop into this?
Did you go with them?
I think so. I didn't say I did.
Stay here. Nobody stays there.
Nobody stays there. Okay, you stay with Jeremy?
Yeah.
Because
I'm just
Jeremy
like-
wouldn't leave you alone, like, you know, out in the woods.
Also, it's Jeremy.
Also, it's Jeremy.
Also, it's Jeremy.
And it's not because you're a woman, it's because you're a single person who he happens to think is real cute, and he doesn't want you to be alone in the woods.
And Zogle got too scary.
If with all three of you guys looking it over, I will allow Zogle an advantage on a nature check.
Ooh, I'm not
Can
terrible
I-
at those.
Can I
What's
do an Arcana check?
No, I'm
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check.
drawing. I'm drawing and I'm trying to think like
17 on that nature check.
What about the Arcana check?
It's +4. Oh, I rolled a natural one.
Oh.
Oof. You this reminds you of a story that you heard a really long time ago in Bard school.
in
And
Bard.
or like, you know, when you were
I
Bard
feel
training.
like bards are like college dropouts, you know, the like
Yes.
super great stoners like playing their instrument.
I mean, the bards do take a college, don't they?
You it reminds you of a story that you learned a long time ago when you were honing your craft, and you're so like busy reminiscing about that story that you don't get anything out of it. Nice. Zogle. So the wolf has been like chopped into, right? Like
A mountain lion.
yeah, the mountain lion. Thank you. The predator has been chopped into by like a blade. It's fairly consistent lines. Maybe it wasn't like the sharpest blade on the planet, so it's a little ragged, but for the most part, and it also wasn't super efficient. How they took the meat off of this thing, and that does appear to be what it was that they killed it for meat. The deer has less of these kind of butcher marks on it. It does appear to have been attacked by some sort of predator, some sort of clawed, fanged creature. You also notice that one of its legs has been broken.
Oh,
Think we should make sure to be careful and make sure to check on Jeremy a lot. He's not going to be able to take care of himself during this, I don't believe. If this predator's.
Oh shoot, we left Jeremy all by himself.
No, he's got Endr. He'll be fine. Or at least not dead.
Not that is preferable. Actually,
Eh.
have we been walking long enough for Kyr'nes' disguise to like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't re-up it.
Okay, you're gonna have some explaining to do.
I'm going to have some explaining to do to Jeremy. That's fine.
Maybe you should keep your hood up at the very least. Give him a couple of extra seconds.
Yeah, I guess I can be somewhat intimidating. Big ol' lizard boy.
When you're talking
Yeah,
to your
intimidating.
duff.
That's it. Intimidating. Yeah, that's it.
I tried to
I just like start walking back.
As we walk back, I very begrudgingly take Zogle's advice and put up my hood.
Okay. Yeah. So Jeremy doesn't notice anything is awry at first, but as you get probably about like 30 feet out, he suddenly realizes that you're
Not the human boy.
not the human boy, and that someone's missing, and that you're wearing his clothes. Because
Jeremy,
you're
there, long story shortened-ish, adventuring has its ups and downs.
I see.
That's a lot better than I was going to put it, Zogle.
Who are you?
Oh,
That's
remember
Kyr'nes.
the I'm like gesturing vaguely. The
It was
silver
the dude with the old man voice.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Oh.
I'm the worst at voices, but I figured it'd fit with the silver hair and all anyway. Hi, I'm Kyr'nes. This is me. I'm.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a lot of, how do I put this, slightly negative reception in the last place we were at, so I kinda played my
There was some
cards in the
racists, we had to fight a dragon, we didn't die, now we're here.
oh.
Anyway, to the Druid.
You guys start down the path. He says, I don't know why you felt the need to disguise yourself.
Well,
No one
better safe
would have
than
minded.
sorry.
I mean, have you seen these face?
Yeah, have you seen that face?
Oh my gosh. Beautiful.
God.
Yeah, so you continue down the road, eventually passing the deer. And
I'm being very, very, like, watchful, listening very, very hard.
okay, can I get you to make a perception check?
Not great. 9.
9. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Jeremy, when he sees the deer, he says,
Oh dear.
I guess now would be a good time to tell you all.
Tell
There
us
have been-
what?
There have been some dark goings on in this area recently. Creatures being butchered, similar to this. We had a man go missing from town last month. No one of particular importance. He just was gone one day. Didn't seem the type to leave.
With the butchery of meat and blades, I can only assume that it's something smart-ish.
Indeed. And I think Blue chimes in, and she says, it's got a smell. I recognize it, but I can't place it. It's not an animal.
Well, that's not good, but I suppose we're a capable group. We've handled more aggressive
Indeed.
things.
Indeed.
My hopes
Let's,
are that we get to the Druidic village and not worry about it.
Indeed. Let's continue. Yeah, so you guys continued up the road. And just after nightfall, you come upon sort of an overlook, right? You're fairly high up in the mountains now, and this sort of watch point looks down into a valley, and Jeremy has just been saying. He says, "Oh yes, the Druids. They've made it just up here. I don't know what kind or too much about them, but I've run into them a handful of times, and they seem nice enough folk. And it's right about this time that you are able to look over the edge down. You can see the outlines of buildings, but there's no light coming from anywhere within this like Druid sanctum.
Yeah, I'll just go on in, see if I can see what I can see.
Okay. Yeah, he points out a kind of a precarious path that leads down this slope. Can I have everybody make a perception check?
Oh, perception, huh?
Mhm.
I think
Hey,
that's
that-
flat.
Oh, that's much better. 24.
19.
24? No, 19. 24.
12.
12. Azure?
Perception's flat, so 19. Wait, that was in this chat.
Azure?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. What's your perception roll?
Oh, my perception roll. Perception?
Perception roll.
Oh, 13.
13? Okay, and Endr, what did you say yours was?
12.
12? Okay. So, Kyr'nes and Zogle, you would notice first, around these buildings, there are burnt trees.
Don't like that.
There's gonna be a little bit of panic that sets in, and he's just going to run to, like, probably where he would think a chieftain would be.
I think I don't move, and I slip the Staff of Angry out of the bag.
Yeah, it says, what? It's dark. Where are we?
Yes, it's dark. These trees are a little burned, and I figured you being you might have a little expertise in case things go south.
Burned. Dragon fire. Go forward.
Yes, we must. Gotta look at this.
Zogle, these are sort of like huts. There's like a longhouse, which is the most likely place for the chieftain. As you all head down, it becomes more clear that the doors on several of these huts have been pulled off. Zogle, you make it to this hut, and you are greeted by a foul smell.
Oh no.
And I guess that smells real familiar.
Not like a goat smell.
But still the smell of decay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go in just because it would be the right thing to make sure everyone's properly buried.
Yeah. Inside you do find you find bodies. They're decayed to the point of bloating, so they've been there for a while.
Aw.
Azure and Endr, can I get a perception check from you two?
19.
I got
19.
8.
8, okay. Well, Endr, as you kind of come in, presumably behind Kyr'nes, I would guess.
Yeah.
You notice, you kind of step on one of the discarded doors in the darkness.
I thought you were gonna say I was gonna step on a body. I was like, boy,
No.
don't you fucking do this to me.
I'm not
Going
ready.
Full Resident Evil now. It's grabbing your ankle.
No.
You're zombies now.
It's grabbing your ankle. They're zombies. No. It kind of catches you by surprise, and as you look down, in the moonlight, you see a familiar mark that has been burned into the door.
What a bitch!
This nerd
So-
again.
So, question: would my people they be more of burial or would they be more burning? Because
That's up to you.
I mean, I would assume that my flaming father. See what I did there? He's.
Hey.
I would assume fire then. So I'm just dragging bodies out and like pointing over my shoulder to light a bonfire.
What do you guys do?
What do I do? That's a good question. I think I try to investigate a little further, like, because I don't know what's gone down here. I need to figure out what the heck's going on. I especially look for, like, traces of Arcana, like, if there's been any funky magic going down over here, Duzes has to know.
Sure.
Before Zogle lights them on fire, I would like to cast ceremony, if possible, just so, like, that way, like, for the next, like, few days, they cannot become, like, undead.
Sure. Absolutely.
And also just, like, as, like, a remorse thing, like, Endr wants, like, lay them to rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Azure.
Well, I didn't see anything, right? Am I just
mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
You would see Zogle, like, moving bodies, but
Okay.
same.
Highly key.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, there was something startling under my desk.
I put my hand on what's his face? Jeremy's shoulder,
Mhm.
and I start using the whisper.
Uh-huh.
I say, listen.
Listen in silence.
I've unplugged my mic by accident.
I was gonna say, I'm listening.
Yes? Hello?
I've been there, done that, and I can see it in your eyes, the fire, the passion, the burning feeling of... And, I can feel it. Listen, if you want to impress him, you gotta work, okay? You see him burning bodies, you gotta go out there and burn bodies with him. That's what someone would do to impress him. You see? And I pick up some branches on the floor and I put them in his hair. See, like that. That's a good look, okay? And listen, over here it might be dangerous, okay? So I'm gonna give you one of my very precious little babies. Listen, I've slain many people with that one in particular, and it comes from an heritage of love and and yeah, yeah. So I entrust you with this weapon, which I called the Magna Rose, because it's believed to say that you can throw it into magma and it's gonna be fine. So whenever you have this dagger in your hand, you gotta be you gotta feel the like you're invincible, okay?
What is
And
that? Oh, it's bullshit.
I I just pick up a random dagger in my bag and give it to him. So
Can
that's
you roll for deception?
oh yeah.
I mean, even if he rolls a 1, that's probably what, like a 30.
Okay, 17.
He rolled a 3. He says, "Oh, thank you. This is very kind.
Yeah.
I've never held such an artifact before."
God.
I know.
I know.
Now that I've entrusted you with this strong weapon and my precious knowledge, you'll owe me some things. Some things sometime when I need something, you know? Fair deal? Okay, well, awesome. Go on and go burn some bodies.
Right. He kind of keeps eye contact as he like starts to walk away and then shakes himself out of it. Zogle, you become briefly aware of Jeremy attempting to move a nearby body.
Do I see these branches and shit in his hair?
Oh yeah, sure. If you're paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming if he's going to touch anybody from another druid tribe that he's not a druid, I'm going to be like,
Yeah, well,
there's only there's two options here. Either madness has fallen upon you and you are touching something you don't know anything about, or Azure put you up to this.
And and you hear, I think I am a bit mad. And he takes a few steps away and retches.
Oh. I'm
I
sorry.
roll my eyes and I'm like, take the sticks out of your hair while you're over there.
Does Endr see him go and like hurl or like?
Oh yeah, he's not quiet about it.
And
It's not cute.
Endr goes over and pats him on the back like, it's okay.
I'm gonna go up to him and like out of my pouch get some of like peppermint or whatever I have available, really strong smelling stuff, crush it as best I can and like basically shove it in his nose. Be like, keep that under there if you decide you're going to help. If otherwise, go catch some kindling. Don't be in the way.
Oh, okay. He goes off and does that.
So as he's walking away. Oh, right. Good job trying to help. I know your feelings were in the right place.
He looks back at you and like, and walks off.
And it looks at Zogle and like kind of gives him like a little like, good try.
You tried.
You tried. Yeah. So Kyr'nes, you said that you were investigating, right?
Yeah, I was just kind of investigating, like, see what the heck's going on here.
Yeah, can I get an investigation check from you?
Sure. Investigation. What is my investigation modifier? Question of the day. It's probably not very good. Investigation arises from... What the heck? Why am I not seeing it? Am I blind? Yes. It's +1. It arises from intelligence. 1d20 +1. That's a 5.
A 5. They dead.
I was too
You have
distracted
found
by
out
speaking to the
they
staff of
dead.
Angry.
They did.
I was too busy talking to the red boy, and I got distracted.
Yeah. You do not find anyone alive.
Ooh.
There's that.
That's yikes.
So as I am like doing the whole body situation, I'm also like looking through anything that might be helpful for, you know, going forward, because obviously they ain't going to use it. First off, waste not, whatnot. Second off, third off, Zogle needs some shit.
Okay, so you want to check the bodies. Give me that sweet, sweet investigation check.
Bodies and huts, by the way, as I'm
And huts?
walking through,
Okay.
as I'm going through them.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. 18. I have a +0, so 18.
Okay.
Nice.
So each of the huts has been branded faux show. You find a few druidic journals. The head druid has a +1 staff.
Hopefully
I
it
now
doesn't
have a
shout at
staff
you.
of hitting people better.
And other than that, I mean, it's because it's a druid encampment. Like, I mean, if you're looking for like leather armor or something, you could probably get that. But
One
you know,
day, I'm
nothing-
holding out for that staff of the woodlands. Just one day.
One.
At least your
Someday.
staff doesn't screech at you.
Yeah.
No, actually, it does.
He's
Oh, it
gained
has
the
it
wands
has an
of-
ogre inside of it.
He's gained the staff of mouth bestowal.
Staff of mouth pistol. No. No,
No.
but and I mean, don't forget, guys. Like, you can craft magic items if you ever have downtime.
What's a downtime? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Kyr'nes, the
You're-
staff of mouth.
You'll find out.
Relaxation? What's that?
Yeah, that's pretty much most of what you find. Nothing else of particular value. Maybe like 30 gold.
That's fine. I'm taking the journals for just seeing what may have happened or what was happening in the times and all that. And yeah, the staff, obviously.
Yep.
And I'm actually not taking it because I'm a jerk face. I'm taking it because I actually want this guy's legacy to continue or something. Also a jerk face.
Or something. Yeah, okay. So you build this funeral pyre. Endr, you
I
hold a
do the
ceremony.
Ceremony. Yes.
Cool. What does this ceremony look like? What's up, Azure?
No, I was just gonna say, like, once that I send off Jeremy somewhere else that's not with me, I wanted to do another Arcana check.
Okay.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
This one. Okay, 15.
15. Okay. You've been in a lot of magical battles, right? Like, that's like kind of your guys' thing.
Yeah, we're all spellcasters.
Frequently, like, houses get set on fire, fields get set on fire, you know, scorch the
Houses,
earth.
yeah.
Yeah, like there's usually a lot of collateral damage.
Okay.
This time, I mean, there's definitely like fire, right?
Mhm.
Like there was a fire, but you don't really see the common signs of like a bunch of magic users getting into a fight.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But ceremony for ceremony, there's like a few different things, but the one I'm on about is funeral rite, which is I touch corpses, and for the next 7 days, the targets cannot become undead by any means short of a wish spell.
Cool. Azure, anything else that you needed?
But they're being burned, so but it's more of a just.
No.
Just that?
No. Just that.
Yeah. So you have this sort of ritual, this ceremony. Endr, do you like what is a? I guess it would be more of a Zogle thing, right? Like you're sort of
like,
assisting Zogle.
Mm-hmm.
So Zogle, what do your funeral rites look like?
Just basically talking about natures, being around the fire, giving, like, thank you for everything you've done for the land, thank you for everything else, and then I'm gonna actually take out that medallion from my spirit of the forest and just like hold it close and be like, God, I wish your spirit was here so that I knew, maybe could ask what happened or figure out where we go next because all of the druids are gone here.
Okay. Your plea falls on empty ears.
Yeah, he would figure. That doesn't feel good for this land. Jeremy.
Oh yes.
Where
He's
would be
kind of sat back.
Where would be the only other place for things to live?
I mean, it's the mountains.
Exactly.
Anywhere.
Not much lives here. Not a lot of good food.
I mean, certainly no large beasts, but I mean, if we could track them from here, that would be our best bet. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Tracking, eh? And I'll just, right then and there, forgetting that he's not used to this whole business, I'll just turn into a dire wolf so I can sniff around and see if I can find him.
Shook.
The boy is shook.
The boy is shook. He falls back off of the log that he's been sitting on. So go ahead and make a survival investigation. What is it?
Wouldn't it be nature?
Well,
Nature.
keen sense is a sniff of the perception variety.
Perception. Make a perception check.
A perception.
Perception.
That's a 19.
Okay, it was a 15 or higher to get this. It's pretty difficult. Because it's been so long, you don't catch a scent immediately. It takes about 10 minutes of sniffing around, and you catch just a very, very faint, foul stench.
You get a whiff.
Leading off into the mountains, basically.
I'm sniffing and following it, barely paying attention.
Okay. The rest of you, are you following him, or?
Endr kind of perks up, and notices Zogle starting to go off, and it's Zogle, wait!
Hold on, stop the presses. Monkey's a fucking magical beast and donated $25.
What?
Woo!
$25.
Congratulations.
Freaking love that man. He's so fantastic.
So fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you, Monkey. Are you guys following Zogle?
I think
Endr certainly is.
I think upon seeing Endr, oh wait, Kyr'nes is like, okay, guess we're going this way.
Yeah, I grab Jeremy's arm and I pull him.
Okay. Cool. Zogle, you are able to follow the scent for probably about 45 minutes. And it is continually getting stronger the farther you go. You're led up a discreet mountain path. And when you arrive at the top, there is a cave which has sort of like a large makeshift, almost a manhole covering it, made of metal.
I'm gonna pee on a tree first off.
Nature's
And then I'm
calling.
gonna... Nope, definitely not the reason. But yeah, sure. And then I'm going to probably wander a couple of yards away, you know, where like you could bring up a small fire but not be seen. And transform back to Zogle and be like, I'm making a camp here. Stay if you want.
Do you want?
Right, do you want?
I like. I think I see this like kind of manhole thing, and I'm like, I want to inspect the thing. I was like, what is this? This is metal. This isn't the nature, right? Zogle?
No.
No, Kyr'nes, you do not see in nature a big giant metal plate guarding a door.
Well, I had to make sure that we've run into some weird stuff lately.
You said you wanted to investigate it?
Yeah, it's like a manhole cover in front of a door, or what?
Basically, like not quite, but pretty much. Like that's a good way to think about it. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Sure. Actually, instead of investigation, since this is like out of place, I kind of want to look into it magically. Can I roll Arcana instead?
You can roll Arcana.
That's much better. 1d20 plus 4 is Hylia. It's a 7.
There is nothing magical that you can find about this door.
Can I try to investigate it normally after I'm like, oh, this isn't magic?
Does anyone else want to try to do that?
I'll do that too.
Okay, let's let Azure do it. Actually, well, I mean, you guys can like compare if you want, and like see who has the better chance. Or you can both roll. Hey, both roll. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like fun.
Roll
My perception is +2, so.
So, what are we rolling exactly?
Investigation. Investigation.
Okay.
My investigation is.
I rolled a natural
4.
20. Bitches!
Okay.
I've been rolling this shit all night, so okay.
Fair.
I got a 19 plus 4.
Damn, look at you guys.
We're just like, Kyr'nes, step back.
So you guys start from like opposite sides and are kind of like working over this, like the surrounding stone and then the plate of the door. When you meet in the middle, simultaneously, you notice a small carving at the bottom of the metal plate. Not very thick, not very.
Prominent.
Yeah, just barely scratched into it, and it is the image of an eye.
Mm.
Do I reckon do I go? Oh yeah, I've seen that before, or it's like
There is nothing significant, it seems, about the eye itself, about the drawing. It's just a drawing of an eye.
okay.
Mm.
Um.
Endr is humming.
Ming.
Well, guys, I
Breaking
think
out
we
the
got
bread.
something on here. Okay, like it's a good idea to rest, okay, Zogle? But could you imagine if the guys that own this hole, this hole, to come back and we capture them? Wouldn't that be good? Yeah.
You would be right, but can you see 5 feet in front of your face?
No,
Just
and that's
looking
why,
around at the darkness.
and that's why I got an idea. Let's put traps.
I have a hunting trap.
I've got a lot of daggers, and what do daggers make? When they cling together, they make sound, and you don't need eyes to hear sounds.
Or we wait for the daylight, and then we also make a trap for them and lead them out.
Yeah, but what if they come at night?
They didn't. They came during the day. We saw some of the injuries and the damage that they caused to the animals out there.
Oh, yeah, you did see animals that got hunted, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I was going to
And-
refute your claim, but you're correct.
See, we know things.
So that, and during the day that we know for sure.
Well, so what's your plan then? What's your plan? What's your... Yeah.
Well, finally eat something since I did not get to partake in dinner, and take a good rest so that I have my shapes back in the morning, and then I'm going to probably murder every single person in that cave.
Endr's taking a snooze.
Well, do we take
We
turns
have-
staying awake, or...
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
of course
say,
we're gonna
Kyr'nes is
take watch, but let's think about it. We had to deal with this one's mother, no offense. We had to deal with Victus and his grand master plan of not telling us that we're going to be here. We're tired, we've been damaged. It would be good to finally have a night of camping. And I just had to shift a bunch of bodies into a fire where Endr had to use magic in order to make sure they don't come back from the dead. So, I'm tired, I'm grumpy, and quite frankly, unhappy about a situation.
Well, fair enough. I'll take first turn then.
Groovy, you're wonderful, I'm sleeping.
groovy, baby.
Movie, baby.
I just remembered an Austin Powers line.
So are you guys setting up watches then? And could you tell me what order that's in?
I'll take second
Should we
watch.
just all roll and see?
I was gonna say I was gonna take second watch.
Okay,
I want to take first.
I'll take... I can take fourth watch since I'll probably be raring to go to do a heckin' murder at the very...
I'll probably join Zogle in the fourth watch.
So are you leaving Jeremy to do the third watch?
Oh shit! One of us should stay awake for the
Yeah,
fourth with Jeremy.
Endr, maybe you should take the
I'll
third.
stay awake. Yeah, I'll stay awake with Jeremy.
First off, not adventurer. Second off, I don't know if he can see either.
He is human.
So no, he can't see.
Yeah, I'll stay up.
Okay.
I'd like to say that I during it's my turn of watch. Also, I have dark vision because of my belt,
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, you do.
so I actually can kind of see.
Do Dragonborn get dark vision?
And even though Zogle wasn't into it, I'm still gonna put some dingling traps a little bit around.
Yeah, can you make a, like a...
You were gonna say you're dingling.
I'm gonna put my dingling around. Can
We're
you
not
make
the
like
one
a...
who rolls for that.
Can you make a survival check to see how well you, like, hide these traps and, like, stuff like that? And, like, how your placement is.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20 again.
Cool, yeah. No, it's... You have some very nicely concealed, chimes.
Nice.
And, there's a chance that anything walking through them might even take some damage because of, how well you've placed them.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. And I'd like to, like, while I'm watching it and looking at stuff,
Mhm.
I want to try to train a little bit, Blue to, do, what is it? What's the name of the spell I wanted to teach her? Vicious Mockery?
Vicious Mockery, yeah. How were we doing that? It was like you rolled a D... Did I have you rolling like a D4? Or how was this
Let's
working?
see. I wrote it. Some little bit.
Oh! I think I remember. But
He has to do a beard check.
Oh,
he does have to do
beard
beard check.
checks. We've been forgetting about beard checks. Does he get beard checks while he's T-posed?
yes.
I can. I thought I wrote it somewhere.
I think what it was it was like 1 through 5 was 1, 6 through 10 was 2, and you had to get like a total score of 10 to like teach her. And I gave you an extra one because you got a natural 20.
Yeah.
So you have 5. So go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. Okay. Oops. I rolled an 18.
18? Okay, yeah. So Blue now has 9. Has learned the spell 9/10 of the way.
Okay.
So basically, next time you have an opportunity to, rest and do that with her, she'll learn the spell.
All right.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing happens on your watch. Next was Kyr'nes?
Yep, Kyr'nes.
Yep. Do you do anything notable on your watch?
I do have a chat with the staff of Shoutiness. See if he has anything interesting to say beyond. Give me body.
Yeah, he asks you, did you find the dragon?
Yes, actually, we did manage to find Mom, and we sorted out things so that she got out of the dreadful predicament she found herself in.
Not the white dragon, the dragon that burned down the village.
Oh, well, we're not sure it's a dragon quite yet, but I suppose I'm on watch right now. I better keep an eye out.
Oh, very well.
Oh.
If you find a dragon, I should like to speak to them. Specifically a red dragon.
I'll keep that in mind, but I
Good.
hope you speak nicely. Some of them get very upset.
Oh, I know.
Really?
I think he just promised to get you murdered.
The staff has been actively trying to murder me from day one. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad my +1 staff of hitting things is not an angry
Trying to kill
boy.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. So your watch goes by. Nothing particularly interesting happens. I did roll for this, by the way. Endr. When it comes to your watch,
Of course, it's gonna be my watch and something gets fucked up.
well, no, because you had specifically noted that you were going to watch with Jeremy. When you
Oh,
go to
Lord.
rouse him, he is like completely zonked out.
Ender takes a deep breath. So is he kind of just like not waking up, or is
Yeah,
he...
like not snoring, but like a little bit of drool. You know, looks like he's gonna have a sore back in the morning from like the position he's in.
Ender goes like to his face.
We'll see here. Let's see if he does not rouse.
It's like, Jeremy, like shaking him. Jeremy.
Okay, yeah, you get him awake.
Ender doesn't realize that she slaps him harder. Jeremy.
Oh, dog. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm awake.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
And he says, what's the matter? Are we under attack?
No, it's our watch now. We have to be awake.
Oh, we don't get to sleep?
The whole point of watch is that you sleep in shifts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Once
And
our shift is over and it's Zoggles, then we get to go back to sleep.
Okay, sure. And he sits up, kind of rubs his back.
Oh.
Cool. Do you have anything that you want to do on your watch?
Let me look. God, I forgot I have a pimple right here. Ugh. No, I don't think so. I think Ender's just kind of like slightly amused at Jeremy being tired and like not knowing like how this is working.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of like trying her best to like make sure he kind of like stays awake by like joking around a little bit.
For sure. And yeah, he starts a conversation with you about like Belwyn and stuff, and, like trying to find out more about like your life, whatnot.
Yeah, because he's intrigued. Hold on.
Sure.
I know. I am going to use prestidigitation. And, like, kind of, like, make, like, a little, like, illusionary thing to, like, amuse him. And, like, then I can, like, make our, like, little, like, area warm, because the boy don't have a coat. Because you can do that with prestidigitation, apparently. I just learned.
Perfect. Yeah, he thinks it's really rad. He's into it. You guys passed your shift on to Zogle. And zonk out. Zogle, are you doing anything during your shift?
He ughed so hard, Discord's quietly down.
Yeah, no, I just wait till morning and just like pretty aggressively and uncaringly shake everyone awake.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So as you're all rousing, kind of scuttling your campfire, so that it's not still shining in the morning, there is a sound from the cave.
From inside the cave?
Yes. There's you hear some voices, and the sound of metal sliding against rock. And just as the
Ice. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Just
I was
as
gonna
the
say,
people,
as I hear the metal sliding against rock, Kyr'nes readies ice knife just in case.
well, just as the figures inside become visible to you, we end this session.
No, I saw that coming.
So now Kyr'nes is gonna be holding this spell all
Cliffhanger.
week.
Hanging from a cliff.
And
And that's why it's called
Cliffhanger.
Okay. Next week, everybody come prepared for a fight.
Super murder time.
As you travel into the Cave of the Blind.
Ominous.
Super ominous.
Quick, everybody levitate because then they can't hear us.
Nice. Cool. Do you guys want to do outros?
Oh yeah, outros. I'll do my outro first because
I'm gonna disappear
the
and chilly for a
longest
second.
possible time for my outro. Hi, I'm Glacier Nester. I play Kyr'nes, the Dragonborn Sorcerer. Don't put me on blast for my hand gestures. I do Twitch and I do YouTube. I mostly do Twitch as a thing for YouTube. I do Wednesday night variety streams. Right now we're doing a lot of programming because I have some personal projects that I want to work on and I can't work on them at work anymore. And on Friday nights I do my premiere show where I read a book and it's called Paper Cuts. And I was going to grab my book reader to be like, this is what I read, but my props are not cooperating with me, so oh well. Anyway, the last thing I do is Frozen Thunder Finds. It's my YouTube original content. It doesn't go anywhere else. It is a first impression series where I play the first 30 minutes of a game and I go, huh, I like that, or didn't like that. This week's episode is called Titan Souls, and it was really good, and I actually had time to edit it this week, so I hope it comes out looking a little better. And anyway, that's my whole spiel. That's Glacier_Nester, unless underscores aren't allowed, and then it's just a space. But if you Google Glacier_Nester, it's gonna come up. It's fine. You'll find me. It's unique username. Anyway, someone else's turn.
I guess I'll go next. I'm Razz, or as everyone else calls me, Razzie. I don't really do much else. I set up a YouTube where we will be putting the VODs in the prior episodes of this adventure for later sakes to be able to catch up. I just finished downloading episode 4, so that's going to be going up, which would be nice. And G has to sort out his drive, so that way I can get some more, and I'll try to be uploading those in a bit of a faster speed to get folks more caught up if they'd like to have that.
It would be faster for me to sneakernet them to you, but that's another story.
But you can go watch those at Razz's Planetarium on YouTube. I also have a Tumblr called Razz's Art Corner, where I have put up a couple preliminary sketches of the members of the Crown that we just left. I'll be working more on those eventually. I was actually thinking of doing that after stream ended too. But yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I pulled up the video so that I could have it available to me, and it made a lot of noise immediately.
But yeah, so it's Razz's Planetarium to watch the YouTube for the VODs, and it's razzsartcorner.tumblr.com for my art. and that's about it. I do TikTok under Razz, but it's just for fun. I literally don't care either way if you look at it or not.
Fair.
Okay, so now it's my turn. So I always joke around and stuff, but this time I actually got something I care about to plug.
Cool.
Yay!
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah. No, so actually, like, I'm working really hard on my portfolio, and I'm starting to use Instagram to post my shit on it. And I've been drawing every day, and I'm trying to post almost every day, other than the weekends. So that's not every day, but I don't care.
By the way, your shit looks amazing. Like
a
that.
thing.
I think it was a monkey eating the noodles. Eating the noodles, and it was fucking magical.
Thanks. So I'm gonna link it in chat. So that's my Instagram. And yeah, I do everything on there that's by me, and yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. I am Kid Infinite. I stream on Twitch frequently. I'm your local disaster buy, I guess. By the way, was that supposed to be local disaster or disaster buy?
It was supposed to be local disaster buy because Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy feels like a disaster buy.
He is a disaster buy. It's okay.
Good.
I'm
Really.
also your local disaster buy. I stream on Twitch. I have a weekly talk show that I do with iBasley called Good Morning Twitch, and we've had a pretty good turnout. We're really enjoying it. Check that out. It'll be on my channel this week on Wednesday, and yeah, just that.
Well, I suppose that just leaves me.
It does.
So of course, this is the magical channel for everybody that's hosted and been so kind. Matthatter plays. Usually I have a green screen. We are in the middle of moving things around because we're going cafe style instead of just a LAN center. So I'm so excited about that. I stream probably more than I should. Like 40 hours plus. That's
You've
really
been
all.
streaming
I
a lot.
do. Yeah. Also, I have the social medias. You can type in ! Twitter or ! Instagram if you would like to see those. But seriously, guys, follow all of these channels that have been posted for you. You guys have got to go check out anything that they post because honestly, they're some of the best people that we have around, and they are underappreciated. So get on it, or I will come for you. I will come for you. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. We'll be on live tomorrow because I really do this to myself.
And I'll see all of you next Sunday for a sweet-ass dungeon delve.
Finally.
Guys, that's our first actual dungeon.
Yeah.
realize this?
No!
It's actually
Oh shit! We need a 10-foot pole.
You don't have to football. You can
We
use
gotta
your-
go get our 10-foot pole. Yes. He's
We
good
dealt
enough.
with the dragons. Now for the dungeons.
True.
It's time.
All right. I will catch you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, penis.
Bye, Lesnar.
Oh my god.